Hollywood's brightest stars might be dazzling on screen, but behind the velvet ropes and red carpets, a much darker world is said to unfold, one drenched in luxury, secrecy, and more scandals than a year's worth of tabloids. These are the infamous, elusive billionaire parties of Hollywood, the kind of soirees that make royal galas look like PTA meetings. With private jets worth more than a country's GDP landing from all corners of the globe and parties costing upwards of $100 million, these exclusive events aren't your average A-list minglers. But here's the catch: no selfies, no Insta stories, and absolutely no peeking behind those guarded doors. These gatherings are so exclusive, even the word exclusive feels left out. Invite only? More like a secret society. Don't expect to RSVP with your agent. These parties aren't showing up on Eventbrite. Invitations to Hollywood billionaire bashes are whispered through back channels and extended only to those who truly belong to the top of the pyramid. We're talking moguls, mega celebrities, global business titans, and people whose wallets could legally adopt you. The secrecy around who gets in makes the Met Gala look like an open mic night. These aren't events you stumble into. They are tightly curated and guarded with military precision. Red carpets may offer a glimpse of who attends, but once the flashes stop, the media is locked out and the mystery begins. Life after the red carpet. What really happens inside? Once the last flashbulb pops and the final "who are you wearing?" is asked, the real party begins. And what happens behind those mansion gates or luxury hotel walls? That's a question with no solid answers, just a sea of rumors, half whispers, and the occasional regretful former attendee. What's odd is how obsessed the hosts are with zero documentation. No phones, no photos, not even voice memos. Makes you wonder, if everything is so innocent, why the CIA-level secrecy? Popping bottles and other substances. Let's face it, alcohol is practically mandatory at any Hollywood party. But in these circles, crystal is just the appetizer. Reports from ex-guests and bold insiders say the drink tables are mere decoys for what's really on offer: designer drugs and illegal substances of the rarest variety. It's alleged that some organizers drop millions to source rare, potent, and wildly illegal drugs. Think substances so obscure, they make cocaine look like an over-the-counter flu remedy. The lack of surveillance isn't just about privacy, it's a buffer against legal scrutiny. Exploitation behind closed doors. As disturbing as drug use is, it's sadly not the end of the allegations. Reports have surfaced claiming that these events, while glittering on the surface, hide deeply troubling truths. Stories involving sexual misconduct, exploitation, and even child abuse have swirled around Hollywood's most secretive parties for years. Some former insiders claim these gatherings often involve trafficking victims, many underage brought in from vulnerable regions around the world. If that sounds eerily like Jeffrey Epstein's parties, that's because some say it's eerily similar, like a tragic rerun no one wanted. These victims are allegedly lured in with false promises or manipulated through coercion, only to find themselves trapped in a world they can't escape. Many are silenced through threats or bribes, while others simply vanish without a trace. Behind the glam and glitter, a much darker machine seems to be operating, one driven by power, money, and exploitation. The pedophile billionaire's party playbook. The name Jeffrey Epstein isn't just whispered in scandal, it's practically tattooed on it. He famously ran high-end parties that served as fronts for trafficking minors to the world's elite. Epstein's operations, shrouded in secrecy and protected by powerful connections, acted as a warning of what could lurk behind the glamorous exterior of some of Hollywood's elite events. Multiple victims have accused the FBI of not acting fast enough despite early reports. Many wonder, if this could go unchecked for years with someone like Epstein, how many similar rings are still operating under the radar? Epstein's Black Book reportedly included names of high-profile politicians, actors, business tycoons, and royalty. His private island became a symbol of unspoken horrors cloaked in wealth. Even after his death, the mystery only deepened, sparking documentaries, investigations, and conspiracy theories that refused to die. If nothing else, Epstein proved one terrifying truth. With enough money and connections, predators can build empires in plain sight. Tales from the hotel staff. If you want the juiciest gossip, ask the people who clean up afterward. Some luxury hotel managers have broken their silence, revealing that these billionaire parties leave more than just confetti behind. Imagine showing up for your morning shift and finding suites trashed, traces of bodily fluids, and empty vials that clearly weren't for vitamins. These hotels sometimes need deep cleaning crews to restore order, Because when billionaires misbehave, it's not just messy, it's biohazardous. One staff member described it as a five-star crime scene with caviar. From broken furniture to suspicious stains and unidentifiable substances, the aftermath feels less like post-party cleanup and more like forensic evidence collection. But of course, NDAs and hush money ensure that very few of these details ever see the light of day. Blood rituals in the woods. If you thought things couldn't get weirder, buckle up. Some reports allege that a subset of these elite gatherings occurs far from the city in secluded forests. Marketed as spiritual retreats or bonding camps, these getaways reportedly involve bonfires, cloaks, and worshiping a giant owl statue. Yep, an owl. Not Harry Potter's Hedwig kind either. The creepiest part? Whispers of ritualistic practices and brace yourself human sacrifices. Some allege that trafficked individuals are not just victims of abuse but offerings in dark ceremonies. While it sounds like the plot of a bad horror movie, a brave journalist once infiltrated such an event and claimed the owl worship was very real. What's worse, attendees reportedly wear masks, chant in unison, and participate in ceremonies that look eerily like ancient occult rituals. The deeper the journalist looked, the more it resembled a secret society with terrifying traditions. Whatever it is, it sure isn't s'mores and ghost stories. The eco-irony. Hollywood loves to preach sustainability until it's party time. The environmental toll of these billionaire blowouts is staggering. Private jets by the dozen? Check. Trucks full of gourmet food and gold-plated ice sculptures? Double check. Waste left behind? Mountains of it. One hotel manager noted that after these parties, not only was the trash monumental, but human waste, drug remnants, and worse were also left behind. All this from the same folks who get awards for climate advocacy. Irony meet hypocrisy. What's more absurd? Some attendees even show up wearing eco-conscious designer labels while sipping champagne flown in from another continent. Meanwhile, the carbon footprint from just one night of indulgence could rival a small town's yearly emissions. It's the kind of greenwashing that makes recycling your soda can feel pointless. Saving the earth? Only when the party's over. What happens when no one can do anything about it? At the end of the day, perhaps the most troubling part isn't the drugs or even the exploitation, it's the power imbalance. These are people with enough money to buy silence, sway institutions, and turn the law into more of a polite suggestion. Authorities are aware, some say even complicit. Without evidence, they claim they can't act. And when victims are silenced, witnesses are bought off, and venues are sterilized before the public ever gets a whiff, you're left with a world where billionaire behavior exists beyond consequences. It becomes a vicious cycle. Power protects power, and the truth gets buried deeper with each passing party. Even whistleblowers fear for their lives or careers, and media outlets tread carefully to avoid lawsuits. Justice isn't blind, it's just outpriced. And the longer it continues, the harder it gets to peel back the layers of elite indulgence and impunity. If you found this deep dive into Hollywood's secret billionaire parties shocking, you're definitely not alone. So if you're into jaw-dropping truths, mystery, and behind-the-curtain exposes, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got your own thoughts or wild theories? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay sharp and stay curious.